Our topic for today is being faithful in amidst trials and tribulations. Our theme text is coming from Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 and 11. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. He hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. One of the most important instruments in an orchestra is the violin. The violin is one of the fundamental instruments that are used in an orchestra. In these violins, they can make some really beautiful music. There are some violins today that are coming down from centuries, very old violins, whose value go up in millions. There are different qualities of violins, and the higher the quality, the more better it sounds. And at the same time, it also is very expensive. The process of making a violin is very beautiful. The violin maker, in all his craft and skill, he has to take the tree trunk. He has to cut out the wood properly cut out the wood in sheets carefully. He has to cut the shape of the instruments, the different parts of the violin. And these all have to come together into perfectly to make a violin. He also has to make the ribs, the sides of the violin. It has to be perfectly cut to the right width, and it has to be heated up, and it has to be shaped with all skill into the right shape. Also, you have the front and the back sides of the faces of the violin, and these have to be properly carved, properly made into a bowl shaped. It has to be given a proper curvature. It has to be hollowed out so that it can give a good sound. If it's too thick, the violin will not be able to resonate. If it's too thin, it will not be able to hold the strings. But what if the tree from which this violin is being made, what if the tree could speak? It would probably say, "Why are you doing this to me? Why are you cutting me up? Why are you hurting me? Why are you putting me in the fire and heating me? Why are you treating me like this? Why are you bending me? Get that knife away from me." But every cut, every bend, every heat treatment is necessary in order to turn that wood, that tree, into something beautiful, something amazing, something that sounds beautiful, a work of art. In the Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 11, it says that God works in such a way that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning till the end. God has put the world, the eternity, into our hearts, so we will not be able to know the work that God is accomplishing in our lives. The tree probably does not know, in all its complaining, would not know what the violin maker is trying to turn it into. But if it could see what the violin maker was trying to turn it into something beautiful, it would rejoice. It would be happy. We can, whenever we are faced with trials and tribulations, we can approach with an attitude that says, hooray, thank God, praise be to God. God is turning me into something beautiful. James chapter 1 verse 2 to 4. It reads, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you fall into various temptations, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. Let endurance have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." We can come with an attitude, believing that God in all our troubles is turning us into something that is beautiful, something that is beyond value. But the tragedy would be what if the tree could stop the violin maker? Stop it from the work that the maker was trying to do. Stop him in his work and say, I can't take it anymore. It would never become something beautiful and long lasting. The violin maker could never turn that violin from ugly wood to something that is so beautiful, something that delights the ears of people, something that makes people happy. But it would be useful for something. It could be useful for firewood. It would still be useful. But if you have an option between being a violin and a firewood, I think we would all choose to be a violin. I pray that we would believe that God makes all things beautiful in His time. Doesn't matter what we are facing today, what trials or troubles that we may have. There is something beautiful that God is doing in our lives, and He will make all things beautiful in His perfect time. God bless us all.
Amen.